Hello, our viewers, have a good day. I hope you are well, and welcome to your program, Your Tour Guide. I am with you today, Aisha, your tour guide. Today, I will explain to you the western bank of the city of Luxor. I hope you like the episode. Before we start our episode, I hope our viewers support us on the channel by sharing and liking the episode. Subscribing to the channel supports us a lot to continue providing our content. In the previous episodes, my fellow guides spoke with you and explained to you the temples in the east of the city of Luxor, and today I will explain to you the monuments and temples located on the western side of the city of Luxor. The city of Luxor is divided into two halves, the east and the west, and they are separated by the Nile River, which is the greatest river in the world and on which the ancient Egyptian civilization was founded. When you go to the western mainland, whether across the Nile, via Nile boats, or via means of transportation, such as a taxi or a limousine, the first destination you will meet are the giant statues standing tall as if they were guarding the tombs of the kings. They are the statues of Memnon. The two statues were in front of the entrance to an ancient funerary temple in memory of King Amenhotep III of the 18th dynasty, who ruled between the years 1417 and 1379 BC. Nothing remains of the funerary temple except the two giant statues, with a height of up to 20 meters, as the temple was used as a quarry that was cut out. The stones are from the 19th dynasty, according to Badawi. Amenhotep III was the first pharaoh to erect statues of enormous sizes. The two statues depict King Amenhotep III as he sits on the throne with a low support, placing his hands on his legs, and above him is the royal crown. To the right of his legs is a small statue of his wife, Queen T, and to his left is a small statue of his mother, Mut Mwea. On both sides of the throne there is an inscription representing the god of the Nile, linking the papyrus and lotus plants, Delta and Upper Egypt, the symbol of each of them, as a sign of the unification of the country. When you leave the Memnon representation a few kilometers away, you will see the greatest sight your eyes will ever see, which is the Temple of Hatshepsut. This is the last station that we will talk about in our episode today, because the time for our episode does not allow us to talk about the rest of the antiquities on the western mainland, so there will be a second part for the western mainland. Temple of Hatshepsut, or the Mortuary Temple of Hatshepsut, is a temple from the 18th dynasty of Egypt, and the best remaining temple built about 3,500 years ago in Deir el-Bahari in Egypt. It was built by Queen Hatshepsut on the west bank of the Nile opposite Thebes, the capital of ancient Egypt and the seat of the cult of Amun, Luxor today. The Temple of Hatshepsut is distinguished by its unique architectural design compared to the Egyptian temples that were built on the eastern bank of the Nile in Thebes. 1. The temple consists of 3 successive floors on open terraces. The temple was built of limestone, and in front of the columns of the second floor were erected limestone statues of the god Osiris and Queen Hatshepsut in a beautiful arrangement. Originally, these statues were colored, and now only some traces of the colors remain, and some of the statues are in completely good condition, indicating the elegance and beauty of the temple's design. At the same time, the Temple of Hatshepsut is distinguished by the fact that we find on its walls inscriptions of maritime missions sent by Queen Hatshepsut to the country of Punt to trade and bring incense and myrrh from that country. The pharaohs used to offer incense to their gods to gain their favor, and many of the pharaohs of Egypt recorded this in paintings on their temples, showing them offering offerings and incense to various gods. In addition to incense and myrrh, Hatshepsut's missions also transported rare wood, trees, and animals not found on the land of Egypt, and tiger furs that were worn by a certain class of the Egyptian priesthood. The Deir el-Bahari Valley was dedicated to the worship of Hathor and Amun-Re, and in addition to that, it contained the worship of Horus and Anubis. This dates back to the 11th dynasty, where Pharaoh Mentuhotep I was the first to exploit that area to build tombs and a temple for himself, his wives, and those close to him from the court. This was during the Middle Egyptian Kingdom. As for the Temple of Hatshepsut, it was built in the New Egyptian state during the 18th dynasty, and its construction was ordered by Queen Hatshepsut, daughter of King Thutmose I. During the spread of Christianity in Egypt after the end of the Ptolemaic era, Christians established a monastery for worship on the ruins of the Temple of Hatshepsut. The monastery was called Farbaman Monastery. 2. This monastery was used for worship until the 11th century and was visited by many Christian priests. The area was then named Deir el-Bahari. In Deir el-Bahari there are several ancient Egyptian temples and tombs of the pharaohs, including the Temple of Hatshepsut. Next to it is the Temple of Mentuhotep II, and near them is the Temple of Thutmose III, which is a small temple of which only minor ruins remain. The ancient Egyptians called the Hatshepsut temple area the House of a Million Years. Tour has ended. There will be a second part to our tour on the Western mainland. I hope you liked today's episode, and do not forget to share this clip with your friends, share and like. Thank you. I was with you, your tour guide Aisha.